Welcome back to another episode. Today I've got another game on the road to 2000. So without any further ado, let's get into it. On this game, I started with the Queen's Pawn opening. I like this opening because this gives me various options to play different openings. Hence, I like playing pawn to d4. Then my opponent responded with pawn to e5, the England gambit, which I kind of accepted. Then my opponent played pawn to f6, and then I took that pawn also. This is the Solar Gambit. It's a variation of the England Gambit. Then my opponent took back with the knight to f6. Then I played knight to c3. My opponent played bishop to c5. Then I played pawn to e3, which is an inaccurate move. The computer liked it better if I played bishop like f4, like developing my bishop instead of closing it in. But I played pawn to e3. Then my opponent castled, which is kind of a good move. Then I played bishop to c4 with a check. My opponent moved the king to the h8 square. Then I played knight to f3, developing my other knight. Then my opponent made this mistake because this is just giving away a free pawn, which I took. Then my opponent took back with the knight. Then I took back with the queen. Then my opponent ignored the queen exchange and instead covered the queen with the bishop. Then I played knight to g5, preparing this check. Of course, the queen cannot take the knight because the knight is protected by the queen by my queen. So my opponent played bishop to b4 with a check. Then I covered that with the pawn. That's an easy move to make. Then my opponent went for the queen exchange, which I took back with the bishop. Then my opponent played bishop to e7, attacking my knight, which I played knight to f7 with a check. Then my opponent moved king to g8, which is the only move. Then I played knight to e5. Then my opponent moved back the king to the h8 square. Then I played pawn to e4, kind of protecting my bishop and also opening up my dark squared bishop. Then my opponent played pawn to c6, attacking my bishop, which is the best move. Then I played bishop to b3. Then my opponent played knight to d7. Then I played knight to f7 with a check. Then I played knight to d6 with another check. My opponent went back to the square. Those are the only moves that my opponent can make. So just going back to the h8 square. Then I took the bishop on c8. Then my opponent took back with the rook. Then I made this inaccuracy. The best move is to play bishop to e6, or a good move to play or a better move to play was to play bishop to e6, kind of pinning the knight to the rook, or maybe no, this is a blunder, or maybe kind of developing my dark squared bishop, also attacking the pawn in the process. But the computer analyzes this as an inaccuracy too. But in this position, I see this as the best move. But then I castled the king side. Then my opponent played bishop to d6. Then I played pawn to h3. The computer liked it better if I played the pawn here, which is also not a bad move. But then my opponent played rook to f6. Then I played bishop to e3. Then my opponent played pawn to b6, covering the pawn that was under threat there. Then I played bishop to d4, attacking the rook. My opponent moved rook to the g6 square. Then I played bishop to c2, looking to find this discovered attack by moving the pawn and attacking the bishop in the process. But then my opponent counter-attacked with playing pawn to c5, attacking my bishop. Then I counter-attacked too, attacking my opponent's bishop. Then my opponent moved rook to e6. Then I played the best move, playing bishop to f5, attacking the rook. My opponent then played the best move, playing rook to e8. Then I took the rook. Then my opponent takes back with the rook, then I take the bishop, and then my opponent takes my bishop. Then we ended up in this endgame. Here I made the mistake or an inaccuracy. Capturing this pawn is not a good move. The best move here was to play rook to the f rook to e1, looking for this rook exchange. Of course, the rook cannot move because I can also get this rook exchange, so that's just delaying the rook exchange. But then I made the mistake playing or capturing the pawn on the center of the board. Then my opponent captured my pawn on d6. Then I played rook to the f rook to e1, looking to threaten this checkmate here, which my opponent saw, and play pawn to h6. Then I went ahead and played check anyway, and then my opponent moved king to h7, which is the only move. And then I played rook to d1. My opponent played knight to f6, attacking my rook. Then I just moved my rook and attacking my opponent's pawn. Then my opponent moved their pawn. Then I played pawn to b3. My opponent moved the knight to d6, also attacking my rook. Then I moved my rook to e5. My opponent moved the knight to c3, attacking the rook and the pawn, and then I just protected my pawn and still protecting the pawn on the center of the board. Then my opponent moved knight to b1. Then I just moved my rook further. Then my opponent played knight to a3. Then I played pawn to d5. My opponent played knight to c2. Then I played knight to e6, and then I went ahead and won the pawn. And then my opponent played knight to b4. Kind of, this also, it's not really a fork, but attacking the pawn and also the rook. Then I just captured the knight because I knew that I was gonna win this endgame. I have more pawns, so it was an easy endgame to win. And then right there, my opponent just resigned and the game was over. So that's how the game played out, and that's how the game ended. So that's all from me. So please subscribe, hit that notification bell, like, comment, and until we see each other on the next one, bye bye.